I just caught you lacking, didn't I? You're probably gonna postpone your project to next week Monday again. Or worse yet, oh, January wasn't my month, I'll just start over in February. Even though there's still 14 days left. And do you want to know something crazy? You probably procrastinated starting on that project months before 2024 had even started. You already knew in August what you wanted to do, so why did you wait until now to do it? To be quite frank, you're probably scared, and there's nothing wrong with that. Everyone gets scared at the sight of a very huge project. But what are you scared of exactly? A big one for me was the fear of failure. I'd always do well in school, and anything below a 70% would be extremely detrimental. That meant that I'd never really try anything if I knew that I was gonna be bad at it from the start. But the fear of failure can just be boiled down to being overly attached to results and not focusing on overall growth. Because at the end of the day, win or lose, if you show up every day, you're going to become better and better. And every failure or loss is just a lesson to learn or an opportunity to grow. So, in order to get over your fear of failure, just keep taking steps, keep taking action, keep showing up. Because the worst failure is the lack of action. Another big one is the fear of the unknown, of not knowing what exactly needs to be done. But it's an easy fix because within you there's an inner child that's very curious, and you just need to let the inner child explore what it is that you want to do. It's kind of like lighting up the map in GTA. You first have a very small circle of radius of like the map, and you only ever get to see the rest of the map after you've explored it. If you're uncertain about the future of your business, on whether or not it will fail, most likely it's an internal issue and not the mode of business. Because you're putting your trust in all the wrong places. If you keep looking at the statistics and say, oh, SMMAs are 80% more likely to succeed compared to dropshipping, and then you decide, okay, let me drop my dropshipping and pick up SMMA, that shows that you lack actual trust within yourself. Because a character like Luffy, for example, he always keeps telling the big bad of each arc, I'm going to kick your ass. And at the end of the day, even if it seems impossible, Luffy finds a way to do it. And even when he does fail initially, he always finds out a way. You need to start placing trust within yourself and not the actual mode of business. Make a plan of your own, stick to it, and trust yourself to make it happen. And of course, you won't know everything, and you might fail along the way, but you also got to trust yourself to figure it out along the way. Because you'll never have life all figured out from the get-go. And just like how you'll never have life figured out from the get-go, you also won't have a perfect start. Which brings me into perfectionism. Ever since 2018 in the 6th grade, I've been thinking about starting a YouTube channel. Think about that. That is 6 whole years of just thinking about starting a YouTube channel. But I never got to it because I was like, oh, I don't have a perfect microphone. I don't have a PC with these specs. Oh, I'm not good at editing. None of those excuses were making any actual changes or progress towards my goal. One of Isaac's laws is literally, if nothing changes, nothing changes. So because I didn't do anything to change my circumstances to create that YouTube channel, it just sat there in my head and never really progressed. Of course, the first few videos will be bad, but it doesn't matter because I trust myself to get better as we go along. Because the time's going to pass anyways. The version of me that didn't learn how to edit because it would take too long, compared to the version of me that would have started doing editing anyways, would have been a whole 6 years behind because those 6 years have passed anyways, and now one of them is 10 times better at editing than the other. And if your mind keeps popping up with excuses, a good response to your mind is saying, so what? For example, oh, I don't have a good microphone. So what? Just use your phone's microphone. And if you feel overwhelmed by such a gargantuan task as starting a YouTube channel, then just break it down into the small tasks. For example, record audio, write script, edit video, is a lot simpler than make a YouTube video. Simple small steps over a long period of time will always beat no progress whatsoever. Because the thing with opportunities is that they don't really care what you're doing. If you're taking a shower and opportunity is driving down the street, there's no timer like, oh, let me dry myself off and walk downstairs. No, bruh, kick down the shower door. You better start dashing, just jump through the window into the road and grab the opportunity by the neck. Because when life recognizes that you're a nigga that kills opportunities, it's going to keep giving you more and more. Of course, this is easier said than done because certain opportunities are anxiety inducing, but the only way you're ever gonna deal with it is pushing yourself past the point of no return and trusting your gut impulse. Because the moment you begin to actually think about what you're going to do is when the anxiety kicks in. Oh, that's a beautiful girl, let me go approach her. Oh, but no, she's with her friends. She looks like she's busy. Oh, I don't really want to approach her. Oh, my feet are shaking. The version of you that immediately started walking towards the girl, regardless of what happened in the interaction, gained experience and confidence because as a man, anytime that you get an impulse to do something and you don't do it, you're killing your confidence. Oh, but Mega, what if I get an impulse to hit a woman? Bruh, shut the fuck up, bruh. Like, don't reduce your intelligence to that level. Of course, it might take time to beat your procrastination, but like, if you're a dog, you're gonna get shit done now. Some short-term solutions to beating your procrastination are one, being a more decisive individual. So, for example, if you go to McDonald's today, look at the menu and decide in 5 seconds what you wanna get. Next is being willing to expand your comfort zone, trying new things outside of your abilities in order to become stronger. Or better yet, switching out your comfort zone. So being uncomfortable, being comfortable. So you'd feel extremely uncomfortable lying in bed, scrolling on TikTok, and being very comfortable being uncomfortable. So when you go to approach the woman, even though it's anxiety inducing, you're comfortable because you know that you're going to grow. And finally, it's to become an executor. You know what you have to do because you're a smart individual. After this video, sit down and ask yourself, what do I need to do to improve my life right now? Immediately in your head, 50 ideas pop up. Start writing them down. Look at which ones you want to execute right now and begin on working on that. Also, it helps to have a line of your own, like David Goggins. Who's gonna carry the boats? The logs? You don't know me, son. And over time, if you keep following these steps, you're just gonna build your confidence and you'll find yourself just doing shit because you know you're him. At the end of the day though, life is meant to be lived and not thought about living. You need to have your big wins and your big losses because the big losses are just big lessons. The big wins are great memories. Risk will always be better than regret. And purge your vocabulary of the coulda, shoulda, woulda beens and the word try because it's either you did the thing or you didn't. Now go study for your exam before you go fail, dumbass.